The curse of modern gaming. It's no secret that gaming has changed significantly in just the past 10 years. So many trends have come and gone, but most games have one thing in common, and that's how games nowadays just seem to be doing it solely for the money and profit. It's rare to find a game that isn't released completely broken and almost unplayable with all of its issues. And in the cases with some games, if we're lucky enough, we get a battle pass or an item shop. Let's go! The way games make money has changed ever since the release of the golden horse armor in Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and has gotten so saturated in just the past couple years, especially after Fortnite came around in 2017. Damn you, that horse armor. Why did you have to release? You know, it's a badass looking horse armor, I'll give you that, but come on. Developers found out that they can make more money off the game that is already making money just off of copies sold. Remember when game studios used to make masterpieces without even knowing that there'll be massive hits in the industry? They only made games just for the sole purpose of making games because that was their passion. Making video games is without a doubt a big process that involves spending a lot of money, and it's understandable why they'd want to maximize their profits. But rushing games to release just because they need more money is just unbelievable. It's so rare a game comes out that's complete nowadays, because they could just add the missing content and fix all the game-breaking bugs and glitches later down the line. That didn't used to be a thing. Games had one chance to release in the best form possible, and it didn't require a million updates to get it to where it should have been on day one. Rushing games has been so normalized nowadays to the point where everyone just expects a broken and unfinished game to begin with. It's bittersweet when a game comes out, when it should just be sweet. The excitement of a new game is instantly shut down when it's rushed to get out the door for money. It's become such a big issue that literally every gamer is aware of. But we're probably still gonna buy the game because it's the game studio's new game, unless you see all the game clips of it being a disaster. Maybe the consumers are the issue when it comes to this problem, and we're always gonna accept games being in a shitty state just for the sake of being able to play the new game. It's always about rushing the game out the door for the money, and I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon because all of us are still gonna buy the new releases because it's something new. We always want something new. I'm not calling out any single person because it's literally the whole gaming community that contributes to this. It's so rare that a game studio comes out with a banger with no issues. There's been a couple, but there's always gonna be a slew of issues along with it, like performance issues, game-breaking bugs, and glitches that make the game literally unplayable, or a massive in-game store where that's the only way you can unlock cool gear. We had the supply drop system in Call of Duty that was there for a couple years from like 2014 to 2017, which incentivizes people to buy them because it just takes too long to actually unlock them through the game, where you could just spend money and instantly get the weapon you wanted. But no, you won't get the weapon you wanted because it's a gambling system, so you gotta spend more and more money. Now, since I was a kid when this came around, I fell victim to this, I'm not gonna lie. I bought a shit ton. I don't even want to look at my past transactions. I could probably buy a mansion with all the money I've spent on games now. Nah. Don't even get me with my Fortnite locker. Nah. And there's also a ton of different battle passes in a bunch of different games. Every game franchise has been affected by this. The most popular ones being Call of Duty and Halo. I say popular, but also Halo peaks at like 3,000 players nowadays. How's that for you, Halo? Come on now. They both now feature battle passes and a shit ton of in-game offers in their stores. Halo has gotten to the point where its only progression system is just the battle pass. It's insane to think how much money has changed the gaming scene. Every game's purpose nowadays just seems to be driven by money. Why would a studio be motivated to fix their game and release a fully complete product when they're still raking in a buttload of money from the game sales in the in-game store? There's no incentive to change because they're still making the profit they seeked out in the first place. The only thing they'll get out of this is people to stop bitching about the new release. But why would they care about backlash when they're still checking off all the boxes they need to, aka money? They still earn their profit and sustain a player base to continue gaining profit from the in-game store. And there's almost no way to fix this issue because the urge to play the new game is so strong. And I don't blame anyone for wanting to play the new release of their favorite franchise. I did the same with Halo Infinite. I still bought stuff from the store and bought the battle pass, and I still played it, progressed through the battle pass, and got everything that I wanted. I just kind of accepted that that's how the game was, and it's gonna take time for it to be a complete game. But I don't think that's healthy at all for players because the companies are still gonna be pumping out half-assed games just for the money because they know it for a fact they'll gain their profit one way or another. It just sucks how much the gaming scene has changed even in just the past 5 years. More and more broken and unfinished games. Even delays doesn't even do it. Halo was delayed, what, like a year? Oh man. What, like a year or something? And it still came out bare bones. Not even a ranking system. What? What sense does that make? Like, there's so many things that should have been there on day one that are just missing. They'll be like, oh, okay, we'll add it later down the line. Don't worry, don't worry. And it's just become so normalized in today's gaming landscape. It really sucks. What happened to just all out, balls to the wall, badass games? Like, it's so rare to find those nowadays. Like, even if the game is fun, it's still gonna be broken in some capacity, and they're not gonna be motivated to fix it because they're still making money. Unless you're a game like Redfall. Oh my god. I haven't even played Redfall, and just seeing the disaster that is over there, like, the enemies can't even move around objects. Like, that's basic game scripting.
Can they actually just not get around obstacles? That's wild.
I don't understand. And to think that that's the studio that made the Dishonored franchise. Literally, Dishonored is one of my favorite games of all time, and to see that's what they've evolved into just makes me so sad. Like, they used to be making banger video games, and now look at them. They're coming out with this stupid ass vampire game. Like, the concept is really cool, but it's executed so poorly. Like, the open world is completely barren. There's so many glitches and bugs. It's just almost unplayable. I've seen too many things online about that. And it doesn't seem to be coming to a stop anytime soon, because literally they're still making their money, everyone's still playing their game, they're still got their numbers up, and I feel like one thing that the community has to do is to just stop supplying that fire. We are throwing the gasoline onto that fire, and it's almost impossible to change that now. We're still going to want to play the new games, we're still going to want to buy the bundles, unless it's Call of Duty. Look at the bundles in Call of Duty, they are like $20 each, and there are dozens and dozens of them on the page. You can like play as like anime characters now or something. I don't know, I stopped playing Call of Duty. It really sucks looking at the modern gaming landscape and how it's changed just in the past 5 to 10 years, and how much it's gone downhill and still is going downhill. What do you guys think we can do to change the modern gaming landscape? What can we do to step up against these companies and finally put an end to this? Honestly, I don't know what we can do. Leave your comments down below. Time to cook.